and whatever they did, some poison toxin, they, injected into his and killed him.
Yeah, that's a sneaky way of doing it. You can walk by somebody that goes all the way back to the 60s, maybe into the 50s. CIA and other secret agencies used to do that. Walk right by somebody. The Russians used to do it, I know, and just hypodermic needle hit you real quick, or with a poison tip needle, and you might feel a sting. You might not even notice it. And next thing you know, you just drop dead.
Oh yeah, scary out there, isn't it?
Yeah, you're making me not want to leave my house again, daggone it.
No, that's okay. You could be like the guy that was in the news 2 years ago. He got saran wrap, or a big type of saran wrap, and wrapped his whole house in it.
Well, at least he didn't take aluminum foil to block the rays and stuff coming in.
No, there's people who do that too. You know that. But could you imagine wrapping up your house with, like saran wrap, commercial stuff? It's, wide, not the narrow stuff. Wouldn't it make how would you get oxygen in your house? Number one. And number two, is that really going to keep any biological out of your house?
I know. I'm telling you, that's a good point. One thing, you might suffocate yourself because, houses have to breathe, believe it or not. Or you'd be in trouble. And it just sounds bizarre. That's the case, that guy there, he was a little off there, sounds like.
Yeah, well, I guess about the same, as the people that take tin foil and make a hat and wear
it. That's right. But, I've heard some people say it works. I don't know. Who am I to judge? But I know I wouldn't walk around with a 10 hat cone walking around. I might get noticed real quick.
Now, if you're going to do that, you might as well go to the local tailor and say, hey, I want a suit made out of, aluminum mylar.
Yeah, actually they make custom hats that look like a regular hat with aluminum inside built in it to keep them from getting into your brain.
Yeah, well, then maybe all this stuff with the cell phones going to the new was it G5, whatever it is?
Yeah, well, supposedly there's a big thing on how it's not going to be very healthy, causes all kind of cancer and all kind of other bad things that they know about, but they're kind of like keeping it underneath the rug, so to speak.
Oh, yeah. What was interesting today? I bought a new monitor. Now, it was really interesting is my cell phone is not tied into anything on my internet. Not at all. It's not connected. I make sure it has no connection at all to my internet. Now, I sit there and I researched a particular brand, a particular model, and all this information. And then I went onto the computer an hour later. And I wasn't even looking for it at that point. I already found out, we lost him. Yeah, and at 9:45, now I'm starting to wonder what is going on with Skype, that almost every single night that James on, his Skype just says, good night at 9:45. Strange. But, what was really interesting is that, okay, here he is. 9:45 on the dot.
Like clockwork, just like Old Faithful.
Yeah, but here's what I was getting at, okay? I researched this monitor, an Acer, a 32-inch monitor today on my phone. Again, it's not connected at all to anything on my internet here. Nothing. Okay? So it can't communicate, doesn't use any of the same anything. I go on to the computers later, about an hour later, to start setting up for the show tonight. What starts showing up everywhere?
Everything you've been thinking about or researching or watching or something?
No, the Acer monitor. The exact same model I was looking at showed up at a couple of different places like Staples, Office Depot, Walmart, and some other place.
Now that is spooky weird. Like they're done tapped into you somewhere.
But I didn't research it on the internet with my internet, with my anything with the IP address, nothing. It was done through Verizon.
Yeah, somehow they've got some way, maybe we don't know about, that they're still, these companies or whatever are spying to see what you want to try to sell you other things, and that's weird. Believe me, that is weird.
Well, that's what
That's
I
like,
think it was, because, here I am on my phone looking going for Verizon internet. Okay. Why would it show up on my internet on the show internet? It was crazy.
that is weird. And now it's weird what I see too, but not like on your level. Like I'll turn my phone off and go to certain stores, and I get home and half hour later, how was your visit? My phone wasn't even on or nothing. It's like what's going on? But yeah, that's not on the scale you're on. That is weird. That almost like saying there's a hidden camera that's watching you, even if it's not, you don't think it's activated, or even if you don't know it's there.
I don't know, but I don't know how I connected it between my home internet and off of Verizon internet. Also was strange here a week ago, about 2 weeks ago, my daughter went and bought a smart, 55-inch TV for her bedroom. And like the next day, she comes up to me and she goes, I think I want to buy a new DVD Blu-ray player. And she doesn't have a computer in her room. So, and I said, okay, well, I'll be free in about an hour and you can come on my computer. Next thing, she comes and tells me on her phone, here's Target, here's Walmart, and here's what's it, Best Buy or whatever it was. The same brand, same model DVR, a DVD player has popped up on her phone.
Yeah, and I reported a few days ago how the FBI was saying, beware of some of the technology out there that, on your computers, phones, your TVs, and even Siri and the Alexas take them out of your room sometimes because they can hear or see what you're doing, and you might not even know it or realize it.
Well, yeah, I would sure hate to have, be doing something with my wife, on a Saturday morning, and all of a sudden have people eating popcorn and drinking soda watching it.
Yeah, and then you don't want to hear something. You don't want to hear you don't ever after that hear something on your computer say, make sure you hit like and share.
Yeah, that would be scary. Or all of a sudden you pop up somewhere, Hey, but the thing is, I told my daughter, I said, you know what? I'm going to go buy some electrical tape, which we already did, and we put over the lens of the camera. I said,
it was actually saying to do that. Actually, what you just said, they almost verbatim, get some black tape and cover that up just to be safe.
Well, there was some teacher back 2 years ago, or maybe a year and a half ago. He was teaching a computer class. So the school gave all the students laptops, and he was in charge of giving out the laptops. Well, he got busted. Because you know what he was doing? He was going on whatever he knew how he could go on and access that laptop. And these young girls would be in their bedroom, undressing and all that stuff, and he'd be watching it. And he finally got busted because one of the students noticed a light come on all of a sudden on the computer.
Yeah, I remember that case. Yeah, I do. That's just, that's a recipe for disaster. If you got a teacher that's going to program all your computers and hand them out to, especially all the girls in the class, to me that would be a red flag. But I remember when that happened. Now that you mention it, and that's you never know. You just never know.
Well, what's bad is, let's say you're talking political, right? You got a 75-inch or a 60-inch or a 55-inch or 50-inch, smart TV in your living room, and you're sitting there, and your TV is even turned off, they said, can even do it. And you're sitting there having a conversation and somebody's monitoring what you say. Now, Google got busted, back about 4 months ago. And they said, oh, we only do it for marketing purpose. We don't actually do it. We contract it out.
Yeah, well, you're going to believe the word of somebody that's, nefariously behind your back getting your information, targeting you to solicit you, or are you going to be like, wait a minute, they're lying?
What scares me, your privacy you don't have. And I can't understand why all of a sudden this year, because of the tariffs, they've been saying prices of electronics is going to go up big time. But have you noticed TVs, for some strange reason, have been ridiculously lower, smart TVs only, have been ridiculously giveaway prices?
They've been really low, almost to the point where they want to try to kind of like make sure everybody's got one for some reason. Kind of low price.
Well, like I said, one of my sons bought one at Wally World for $169, a 55-inch. And then my other son went there like the next day later, and he found one. You know, they brought a pallet load of them out. 55-inch smart TVs, $149.
I know it's so ridiculously low price that they're making it where more people can have them, access to them, and have them in their house. And what's the reason for that? Just because they're nice, or do they want to make sure they got a way that they can tap in and see or listen to what you're doing?
That's what I'm starting to think, because who knows? These are built in China?
Yeah, that's a good point too. Right. They probably are. 90-80% of them probably are built in China. And that's another thing. If you were a country that wanted to really get to another country, what's the best way to get them plant seeds from inside, like the old Trojan horse? What's the best way to spy on somebody? Make sure they can afford TVs where we can see and listen to what you're doing, or any other device.
And what you're thinking about and what you're talking about, to get a general idea of what is going on in that country. Can you think about this? It's crazy, the prices of these smart TVs. And, you know, they get you on the internet. They do all this stuff. But then again, you know, when the FBI comes out and warns people, why would they be warning us, you know, not to buy a smart TV? And if you do buy one, make sure you cover up the lens and all this stuff. It's scary because, you know, your privacy, if you own one of these things, are gone. And it just isn't the TV you have to worry about. It's any smart appliance.
Yes, like, you know, there's smart refrigerators and things with Siri and Alexa all over the place, and things hooked up, like you said, anything that's smart connected, it could act as a spy pretty much.
Well, let's put it this way. If they wanted to get dirt on anybody, what better way to do it? They can sit there and they know your IP address, because as soon as you hook that TV up, right?
Yep.
They know where you live. Duh. And a lot of people don't realize that. They don't think about that. You hook a smart TV up, right? They know exactly what your address is. So whoever is monitoring you, they get your IP address. They can figure out right where you're at.
Absolutely. And here's the thing. It could be another country. It could be our own country. And it could be companies wanting to solicit you, or all three.
Yeah. Well, like I said today, it was crazy. I was on my cell phone looking at Acer monitors, and all of a sudden, an hour later, I go on to in the studio, fire up all the computers. I went on to Facebook, and all of a sudden, it appeared on Facebook ad. Staples. And then I went on something else, and then here's Wally World, and then Office Depot, the exact same model. And in how many different? No, what's the odds are? 3 places all of a sudden coming out with the exact same model TV. I mean, a monitor. It's crazy.
Yeah, you got better odds of winning the lottery than that happening. Probably that right there says something. There's something going on for sure. You should set a trap experiment just to see if it repeats it.
No, I don't want to do that. No, thank you. Today was an experience that was enough. Well, anyway, tomorrow, who's our guest?
Well, tomorrow...
we're going to actually, what aren't we going to be talking our wacky news and all that stuff? And then we're going to have Terry Lovelace is come down with the flu, and he's supposed to be on tomorrow. But I am going to put a replay of the first time he was on the show. So the first hour, we're going to be live, and then the rest of the 3 hours will be a replay with Terry Lovelace.
Yeah, well, a lot of people haven't heard him yet anyway, so that's going to be good.
And we should have him back on, I would think, in about a week or so when he gets better. Anyway, till tomorrow, James, you have a good one? Like I said, you did a great interview on our first guest. So,